The idea is that a seaweed is rooted in the bottom of the ocean, and when a tidal wave comes, it goes with the tidal wave, and when a tiny ripple comes, it goes with the tiny ripple. So there's constant motion, but it never loses its root. Right, so we're going back and forth, and if you want to get really fancy, then you can come up and you can start to work on that edge, right? Tai Chi is a lot of throwing and breaks. So this grounding, rooting exercise is fundamental, right? Also, this translates into more complicated footwork, just because I'm sure most of you have trained people. And when you start showing them boxing footwork, that it's a challenge to get new people to pivot on the toes. They're kind of pivoting on the heels. They're kind of pivoting on a mix between the toe and the heel. So we're developing that awareness of our feet, right? And then now as we come up on the toes, we're going to come up, right? We're going to come up in a way that, so my knees are bent, and we're going to slightly straighten them. We're not going to lock them out. Right, everyone lock your knees. Right, you can feel in the hips right here, the tension. And then as soon as you bend the knees, that tension goes out, right? So in our daily life, we want to catch ourselves if we're doing like this, locking this knee out, twisting this hip, right? That's where hip replacements come from. Not keeping the knees bent. Instead of the hip joint being like this with space, right? You have the bone in grinding bone on bone, right? So we always want to keep space in between each joint. So we're coming up on the toes, down on the heels. Up on the toes, down on the heels. So we're creating a loop like this. Up, down. Up, down. Up, down. So one style of Qigong is just to move the energy in a circular motion, right? And then from that, it's gonna draw in more and more. So we're inhaling up, exhaling down. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Inhaling up, exhaling down, right? And then so, as we go down, this is called the Mingmen space, right? As we go down, we open up the lower back, right? It takes about 3 months to conceptualize it mentally, and then another 3 months to really be able to do it physically, right? Because in our culture, we're taught we want our butts out and our chest out, right? At the cost of slipping discs in our lower back and being weak, right? So as I come up, I go down on the heels, Mingmen comes down, right? As the knees bend, the Mingmen opens, right? This is also gonna allow blood to go up into the kidneys, right? The Mingmen acupuncture point is right around here. This is called the Mingmen area. So we're up, down, right? And then of course, if I'm fighting, do I wanna fight someone like this? Right? No. I'm gonna throw my back out, right? I want a circle going this way. Right? So I can pull or I could push. So we're learning how to use the lower back properly. We're opening up, bringing blood into the kidneys. We come up. Mingmen opens, we go down. Try and keep the feet flat on the ground. Awareness of our feet coming off the ground is going to be fundamental. Good, and then so we're going to leave the body alone for a second, and we're going to introduce the hands, right? And then we'll put them together in a second. So for this, we're going to have the weight in the center of the feet. We're going to hold the knees over the ankles, right? Everyone in here is pretty good, but generally people are going like this. If you do go like this, if your knees collapse in, take some time, take a year or two to get them back over. Don't just force them over and try and hold them as tight as you can, because your knee's going to go from hurting here to hurting here if you do that. So you have to invite the body to go into the proper posture. You don't force it. Over time, you introduce proper posture and alignment into the body, right? So we're going to keep the legs straight. We're going to bring up the hands here. Turn, press, open. See, watch when I open. Now my chest actually pulls the arms open. Right? Now from here, a slight concave, closes the hand. Good, again, chest opens, slight concave. Good, so we're gonna go inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Right, so without compromising